Good morning, Monarch fans, and welcome to another edition of Sports Talk with Rags here in Season 4, Episode 70. And with the last Monarch Monday here in 2024, we have the honor of having the head baseball coach of your Monarchs, Chris Finwood, with us today. Finny, how you doing today?
I'm doing great, Rags. Thanks for having me on again. Always a pleasure. And I'm doing this one from home instead of the office since we're in the middle of moving out of our offices and playing a little hooky this morning and head in to finish up loading some more boxes here after we get done.
Yes, well, I know that Elizabeth and I were getting ready to go on a trip here to visit her family, so taking some time off here to do a couple episodes. So appreciate your time, and let's start here with that topic. I mean, the renovations of the Bud have pretty much been a topic since the team claimed a number one seed a few years back and went down to Columbia there in the regionals, but the renovations is finally a reality.
They are, and everything's been signed and updated, and they'll start tearing stuff up in January right after the holiday. So we're in the process of moving our offices, our players' locker room. We'll be in a temporary area probably for about a year. So it's going to be interesting, but also very exciting. So we're really happy. Can't wait to see stuff start happening down there. And we'll be able to practice there. We won't be able to play any live games there with the construction that's going on, but we will be able to still practice. So take advantage of that.
So how has the fall season gone here for the 25 team?
Well, the fall was great. We thought they were going to start construction sooner, so we weren't. We were a little unsure on exactly what we were going to be able to get done in the fall. As it turned out, with some state holds up and things like that, it was fall as usual for us. We finished up in early to mid-November, and the guys just finished exams and headed home at the end of last week. So good fall, very productive. You come out of the fall wondering, what questions you still need answered and things like that. I think we got most of our major questions answered, and we'll get back to work here in early January when the guys get back.
Yeah, and I know that one of the fundraisers that the program has, year after year is the golf tournament, and I know that Elizabeth and I ended up having a foursome here in this past year's golf tournament, and a great turnout, but a little cold there on that Friday there in November.
It was, and it was one of those scheduling kind of things where we gave it a shot. I don't think we'll have it that late ever again. It was chilly. The course was in good shape, but it was a chilly day. We really appreciate everybody coming out, and that's such a neat event, and it also is a good fundraiser for our program.
Yes, and then when the spring semester starts and kids come back here after the holiday break, then one of the annual events here is the step up to the banquet there with another Monarch baseball fundraiser there on January 24th.
Yeah, that's also a nice way to kick off the season, so to speak, lead it off and introduce our new players, our new team to the people in attendance, and give away the Bud Matheny Award. And I can't give that quite away yet because we still got to do some work on that part of it. But it's a wonderful, neat little intimate event now. It's not as big as, the old banquet used to be, but I really like how it works out. It's a lot of our, everyday supporters and people that really care about the program.
Yes, and then let's see. February starts the 25 season, and starting out here down in Atlanta against Danny Hall and his Georgia Tech baseball program.
Yeah, they're we in 2014 we opened up down at Georgia Tech. It was a tournament. It wasn't against them 3 games, but ended up going to a regional that year. So maybe that'll be good luck for them.
Right. Yes, and let's see. So with your first season being 2012, I mean, there were some games there in the pandemic before the season got shut down, but the 25 season getting ready to start here, your 13th season here with leading the Monarch program.
Yeah, if you count the COVID year, it'd be 14. But it's amazing. Time flies, doesn't it?
Yeah.
To be here, going on 15 years next year, and very grateful. It's been a nice run, and this stadium is a big part of the future of ODU baseball, and so it's a big deal to me personally, our whole staff and athletic department. I know Dr. Seelig, President Hemphill, and all of everybody involved. It's going to be just a really, really nice addition to our already very good facilities that ODU has. The baseball facilities just gotten old.
Right. Yeah. Well, the thing is, I mean, there has been upgrades, throughout, the years, especially since I moved here in the fall of '87, and definitely the Bud was a great host with Eastern Region high school baseball, with my brother Mike Ragsdale playing, and a former guest that's come on, yeah, Q, and also Pat McMahon. I know that my senior year of high school in '94, the Bud got to host the CAA. So definitely looking forward here to the opening here of the upgrades here at the baseball facility, especially remembering, how the Bud's been over the years since we've been following ODU baseball.
Yeah, and with the very, very generous donation of Dennis Elmer and his family, we're probably going to have to change the moniker. We might start calling it the L instead.
All right.
You got to have a nickname in baseball, right?
That's right.
That could very much happen, and it's just going to be people get jammed up about change, and this year logistically for us will be all about change with our team and players and coaches. We've tried to hit that head on from the very first meeting this fall and talk about it and try to get the guys prepared for it. We're just going to figure it out. This group, I think, is able to handle some of these challenges as any I can remember, and they really have a growth mindset. They accept change and challenges very well, and we'll have a lot more to come. But it's going to be a unprecedented time and unique time, and we're going to try to find all the good in it that we can.
Yeah, and then looking at the schedule, I mean, the middle of March is when conference play starts, but before conference play starts, you play Auburn, and Carl Notemaker, longtime friend of yours and the program, as an assistant down there. You used to be an assistant down there, and then before you go to Southern Miss, playing Mississippi State, and Coach McMahon, had some time here with assistant at ODU, head coach at ODU, and being part of Mississippi State baseball. So before you start your conference play, definitely play some baseball programs that have some ties to ODU baseball over the years.
Yeah, absolutely. And getting back down to Auburn is always a really cool thing. You know, I spent 5 wonderful years there and really enjoyed my time. Still have very good friends there, including Carl and Katie. And so we're looking forward to that. And we'll stay down there and play Mississippi State, a midweek game, and then head over to Southern Miss to open up Sunbelt play. So that's a heck of a challenging trip for us for sure.
Right. Yeah, and have logistics worked out on where the home games will be yet here for the 25 season?
Well, we're I don't think it's 100%, but we feel pretty good about our first 4 home weekends will be at Harbor Park, and then the 5th one, the last one, will be over at War Memorial over in Hampton. The Tides are out of town for those first 4, so we're a little luck of the draw there for us. We don't have to work around them playing already, so we're able to play the fields available, and they're just knocking out the contract stuff with the city and the Tides, and then Harbor Park, we've already got that one locked in for the 5th weekend against Coastal Carolina.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. And we talk about, the history of the program and everything. And, definitely want to bring up here, there in the fall, and, definitely, lost, long time, member of the program, and definitely to, baseball here, not only in our area but the state. With Coach Coach Guzzo, and I think that celebration of life, just seeing former players, fellow coaches that weren't here in the state, clearing their schedules to come and be a part and support the baseball program and the Guzzo family with that celebration of life.
Yeah, it was a heartwarming day, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And just a sad time for our program and everybody that knew Guz and loved him to his passing, and unfortunately he just never really recovered from that car accident that he got in. And he's a great part of ODU baseball and a great part of all of our lives. A fantastic mentor and friend to me, and a guy I'll never forget. We still talk about Gus stories in the office every day. And I'm so thankful that he got to be a part of that 21 run that we had with the Conference USA Championship and the #1 seed down in the regional. And he, it was kind of at the tail end for him, but he got to be a part of that, and that was really gratifying to see all the joy he was finding in that journey, and wonderful memories certainly for all of us and all the players that he touched and affected, and just too many people to mention. And I know he was. I don't want to steal your thunder here. I know he was just inducted into the Virginia Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame this past Friday, I believe it was, and along with Wiley Lee.
Right.
So two more great Monarchs got in there, and I was really happy talking with the Virginia Baseball Coaches Association people when they called to say they wanted to induct him. They had already decided that before he passed away. So I was not. He's certainly deserving in every way. I just didn't want it to be an award that they gave just because he was deceased, and they assured me that it wasn't. So that was good, and like I said, him and Wiley was one of the best players that's ever played at ODU, and been a great high school coach in this area and mentor, with Great Bridge High School. And now he's working with young players, every day in the area and helping them improve. And he just has such a great positive outlook on life. He's a wonderful person, dad, father, husband. And so we're really, really proud of putting people like that out in the world, and they're Hall of Famers.
Yeah, and the other thing about Coach Lee, I mean, he's definitely an alum that like you said is still in the area, but routinely comes back and supports Monarch baseball fundraisers, or comes back to watch the current Monarchs play when he can. So
Yep.
once you're part of that Monarch family, definitely when you live in the local area, it definitely doesn't go away.
No doubt. No doubt. And that's another thing that's really gratifying about the new stadium is all the former players that'll, take such pride in a new ballpark and all of that is, we need to do this for ODU. It's just time, and it's something that we need to do to be able to keep up competitively in the Sun Belt Conference and stay relevant in the state and the region and nationally. And we're finally getting there.
Yeah, and then another Monarch alum, and shared the part of being a speaker there in the celebration of life, and another guy that played against my brother, but Kevin Gibbs, and he definitely brought up that Fellini should name a menu item off of Coach Guzzo, but just
Yeah.
with him coming back and supporting the program after he's been done playing.
Yeah, it's always great to see Kevin. He's such a wonderful supporter. He cares so much about this place. Loves being an ODU guy, and has been so successful. So we're so proud of him, and he always gives back one way or another, either monetarily. He helps us in recruiting up in that area, and he's just a fantastic representative of this university.
Yes, and let's see, and then here at the professional ranks, I mean, currently there with the Royals, got a Monarch alum. I know that Yarbs got traded away, but definitely Vinny, they're playing first base there for Q.
Yeah, I got a great picture of them all when Kansas City was in LA, and
Yeah.
you had Hudson and Yarborough with the Dodgers, and then you had Vinny and Matt Quachero with the Royals, and what a great run! So proud of Matt for helping turn that franchise around, getting in the playoffs this year, and then obviously he had a fantastic year, minus his injury right there. He was going to be one of the top RBI guys in the American League, and probably still was even with it. But he's had a great start. He always checks on how we're doing, and he cares about the program. And he's one of those guys that we know will always give back.
Right, and Daniel Hudson. I mean, definitely Monarch alum that grew up here. Playing at Princess Anne. Staying in the local area for college, and just here recently got his second ring, and I think now he's ready for something else, but definitely nice here to call your career when the team that you're a part of just finished winning the World Series.
Yeah, it's great to go out on top, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, he had a fantastic career that he did, and obviously so proud of him, and won 2 World Series rings, I think, with the Nats and the Dodgers, right? Or maybe
right. Yeah.
Dodgers. But they, and so now we wish him the best in his next endeavors, and obviously the more guys we can keep putting into the big leagues. We've had a good run of it, and we got some more, coming up, knocking on the door. So it's takes a little bit of luck, takes a little bit of things falling your way, and you got to stay healthy and all those things. But we got some guys doing pretty well in minor league baseball that hopefully will get a chance to get back up there. And then we got some guys doing some neat stuff. Jared Young went over to Japan and played, I believe, in the middle of the season. And so that's kind of cool. And, we've had some guys do that in the past, and what a great life experience for them.
Yes, yeah, and yeah, there's definitely. I mean, and with technology, nowadays. I mean, definitely the game of baseball here has grown worldwide, and to keep track of those Monarch players wherever they're playing baseball here in the world.
Yeah, and people are going to have to use that this year to see us. So, we're going to be on the road so much. But the way ESPN Plus does such an amazing job now of covering college baseball. So pretty much anywhere we play, you can watch us on ESPN Plus, and that's really exciting. I think especially for the families of our players from, pretty far away. We've got a good number of West Coast kids, and their parents can click on the link and catch our ball games.
Yeah, yes, yeah. There, I know that here recently. I mean, I know that you talk about the West Coast. I mean, I know that there were some kids here from that community college out in or junior college there in Washington. That was transferring here for to be part of Monarch baseball for their last 2 years. So
Yep.
Monarchs recruiting all across the country.
Yeah, we have been able to. We've had a good run of kids from Tacoma Community College, Lane. We've got a good number from out there in that Northwest Athletic Conference, which is Washington and Oregon mostly. And so the kids have all done well out here. And so we kind of keep our eyes and ears open out in that part of the country as well.
Yes, and once basketball's done, and a couple of games on the radio, and especially when it's conference time, can't get a better play-by-play guy than what Ted Alexander does for ODU athletics. And then when it's time for him to travel a few times here with your baseball team over the years.
Yeah, Ted does a great job. I think Andy Mayshaw does a nice job in there with him as well. And then when we're able to get Brock Gagliardi on there, he does a fantastic job. Obviously, a former catcher here.
Right. Yeah, and I think one of the guys that is from the Great Northwest and transferred into Old Dominion.
Yeah, Brock was a catcher here and was on that 21 team and had such a big role in helping us back-to-back, 40-plus win seasons. He was a big part of that.
Yes. Yeah, and how we started the episode, talking about the challenges here with moving to a temporary locker room and then going on the road, and what the players have to deal with here with playing kind of gets them ready to, after college, and if baseball isn't for them, how to deal with the challenges of going into the workforce and being successful once they leave the Monarch baseball program.
Absolutely. I really believe that's why college athletes, there's companies that's what they hire.
Right.
My son works for one. They Federated Insurance hires a bunch of college baseball players. And, I believe that the ability to pay a price for something, the ability to pull yourself up every time you get knocked down, fight through adversity, be a part of a team, understand what camaraderie and support is about. All of those things lend itself to you having an edge and then also being competitive. Like
Right.
Guys want to win. And that's something that I think employers look for and value. And, we get tons of inquiries into our players because of that each year. And we're always trying to help them with the next steps in their lives as well.
Yes. Well, hey, Finney, appreciate your time for when you do come on, and have a great Christmas break. Happy New Year. And
You too, Rob.
we'll look at our schedule and get ready here to go on over to Harbor Park or War Memorial and catch some of those home games.
We'd love that. People come out and watch us. You're not going to get a ton of opportunities, but we'll be at Harbor Park for 12 games and War Memorial for 3 plus 1 midweek against VCU. So, you got basically 16 quote unquote home games
Yes.
this year in the area. And we hope people come out and support the guys.
Yes. And then for all the fans out there to go to odusports.com and click on the baseball link here for the, the tickets for the step up to the plate banquet there on January 24th. And thanks again, and go Monarchs.
Go Monarchs. Thanks, Rags.
All right. Yep.